Howdy legends, Zephyr here, and welcome back to another Apex Legends Pro Guides video. Today, we're taking an updated look at our Apex Legends Legend tier list to reflect the current state of play after the launch of Season 13 Saviors. But first, our question of the day. What are you most enjoying about Season 13 so far? Let us know in the comment section below. D tier. Starting in D tier, these legends are usable, but you'd struggle to recommend them to anyone other than the most diehard mains. Sorry Lifeline fans, with the addition of Newcastle, the original combat medic has been relegated into the lowest category. She's outclassed by both Gibraltar and Newcastle when it comes to his safe revival. Her health drone is her best ability, but with replicators, you're never usually down on health mids anyway. Her ultimate was improved recently, but again, loot is plentiful on Stormpoint, and sadly because she's becoming such a weak legend, the deployment of her care package is starting to act like a free KP beacon. Let's hope that Lifeline can get a revival of her own in a future patch. I have a lot of respect for Mirage mains. You guys are seriously resilient. Roundly mocked, even in trailers, he's a pretty weak legend on raw ability. He certainly has his uses, and I'm sure there are some furious Mirage enjoyers hammering their keyboards in the comment section right now. But frankly, his abilities are weak, and we can all accept that there are far more useful choices. But if you are a Mirage main who knows how to use him, then props. To be successful with Mirage, you have to certainly have some of the best gun skill and game sense around. Power to you Mirage mains. Power to ya. Fancy an expert opinion on what legends Apex Predators use? ProGuides has expert Apex Predator coaches on deck to advance your gameplay. They can help spot flaws, give you detailed knowledge, and direct you on how to best spend your time to take your Apex ability to the next level. ProGuides is your one-stop shop for all things Apex Legends. As well as high-quality coaches, there are in-game tips and tricks and guides suitable for any level of player. So whatever your gameplay needs, we've got you covered. Why not sit down with an Apex Predator and get their opinion on what your perfect legend is? Check out the link in the description, and let's go. C tier. These legends are the definition of decent, usable, sometimes situational, but pretty solid picks and have their moments for sure. Mad Maggie arrived with what seemed like a super strong kit, but she hasn't made the huge impact that people expected. Her riot drill is really annoying, but situational, especially on maps like Stormpoint where there's a lot more open space. Her ultimate ability is decent and the speed boost can be helpful, but it can also be disorienting to fight with. If you catch a team in the right spot, she can be fantastic, but overall there are better options. Now that the Bangalore smoke fix has finally arrived, she slips back into the C tier. Perhaps a controversial choice. She can be effective in open spaces and her ultimate is dangerous, but across all four maps, she isn't strong enough to sneak into the B tier. With so many legends having at least some wall hack abilities, and with this season being one of SMGs and therefore lots of digital threat scopes, her smoke is weakened. If there was a change to her smokes that means that scans didn't penetrate, she would be a very strong legend. Perhaps soon. Sorry Shiv, but Bang's in C tier for now. Fuse is annoying. His knuckle cluster is powerful and is both damaging to your in-game legend and your own mood. His mother load is strong when used right and has scans for anyone inside it. But like most abilities in C tier, it is situational and it's only powerful when used correctly. His best ability is his extra long grenade throw and his ability to stack 2 grenades in his backpack. However, this ability does rely on grenades and therefore is an ability that relies on being able to find a suitable number of grenades. Wattson has the best ability in Apex Legends. She can place up to 20 Nessies anywhere on the map and therefore is arguably the best legend of all time. I'm only kidding. She is the definition of situational. When you need to hold down a position and also save on your shield heals, she's a very good legend, but she's pretty weak outside of that situation when compared to Caustic. Her shield generator is strong at blocking grenades, but with bats so easily crafted in the replicator, there are other ways to get heals. She absolutely has her uses, but unless you're in a strong building in the center of zone, her power wanes very quickly. I don't think I'd be alone to say justice for my boy Pathfinder. It's about time that this man received a passive rework. Seriously, what the heck, Respawn? Pathfinder was promised a passive like seasons ago and it has yet to materialize. He has by far the best voice lines in game, but our man is built like a fridge and is outclassed in movement by newer legends, outclassed in transport by newer legends, and he's no longer the only beacon scanning legend. He's fun to play for sure, and his grapple can really help you escape or push an opponent, but sadly, there are better options out there. Other than the vibes, all we can say is, hang in there, buddy. Revenant is yet another annoying legend. Arguably, he is B tier on King's Canyon because of the charge towers, but after his several nerfs to his totem, he is firmly in C tier. There'll be times where a well-organized totem push will absolutely deliver results, and his silence can be powerful, but this man's abilities are like calling for other teams to third party. The Rev Totem sends a clear signal that you are inting, and ironically, the silence is possibly one of the single loudest sounds known to mankind. Plus, playing Revenant will probably lose you all your friends. Do better, Rev mains. Crypto has some really handy abilities, scanning the beacon and also grabbing banners from his drone. His EMP is strong if you can push from it, but overall, he can be hard to use, and the high pace of Apex can sometimes leave Crypto a bit isolated. With a coordinated team, Crypto can push to the B tier, but overall, he's useful in certain situations only. B tier. These legends are strong, useful in a wide range of scenarios, but not overpowered or among the best of the best legends. Everyone's favorite Space Mom is an incredibly versatile choice. Her ultimate is good, especially paired with grenades, and her gravity lift is extremely flexible. It can be used to push teams or as an escape route. Underrated is her zero gravity landings. You almost always get a weapon off drop if you are Horizon, and she can really put the movement in when needed. Look, hear me out. Seer is still good. Sure, his abilities are nowhere near what they were on release, but Seer can really be powerful. His heartbeat sensor is great for tracking people down and detecting third parties. His ultimate is also powerful as well. However, the fact that it replicates Epcot at Disney and draws in almost every single Apex player in history to come and third you is a slight drawback. And if you can hit his micro drones, that is an incredible tool, but it is a skill shot and not as reliable as a Bloodhound scan. How the mighty have fallen. Wraith used to be the legend in Apex, but sadly, she has been surpassed in some ways and nerfed in others. She's a solid, reliable pick, her portal is useful, and her phase is still a decent escape tool. She isn't what she used to be, but she's still a solid legend. Alright, you might be spitting feathers at this one, but just you wait. Rampart's big changes in the Season 13 patch notes. Her walls deploy much faster and have higher health. Happy to be proved wrong, but it looks like Rampart will finally be a strong legend outside of a limited set of situations. Her Sheila also spins up faster now. There was a time where Octane was one of the very best legends in the game, but a lot of this was due to his jump pad being the ultimate stealth tool. There is more audio from a moth traveling around my bedroom than someone Octane padding towards me. Now he is relegated to the B tier. His pad can close distances or put distances quickly. His stim can also help you escape or close down on an enemy team, but be careful not to stim your whole health away. Loba has steadily been used more and more, even reaching the top level of ALGS and ranked. Where she excels is in sweaty endgames. With Loba, you can really prioritize fast rotations and looting as you go. Plus, with the reduction in syringes and shield cells on the ground this season, the ability to slurp up heals through the ultimate is going to become even more powerful. Her bracelet is pretty much on par with Horizon and Wraith's escape abilities these days as well. A tier. These legends are strong and no matter the map or scenario can provide a strong utility for your team. This man stinks, but not as a legend in game. While many people detest this legend, you cannot argue that he isn't very powerful. Used religiously at the higher levels of gameplay, he can lock down a building with ease. And while he's chunky and can be beamed in the open, his barrels can be used to claim space, and Caustic is also regularly used outside of just holding a building down. Plus, the only real counter to Caustic is having a Caustic. This makes him a strong legend, even in a lobby full of Caustics. Bloodhound is one of the strongest legends in the game and deservedly sits in the A tier. They are an incredibly easy legend to pick up, with scans providing good information that are very useful. His ultimate is also strong, but Bloodhound's weakness is that if caught in the open, he's very vulnerable. Where he beats legends like Seer is just how easily he can provide clear information to his entire squad. The latest legend into Apex seems like he'll slot very solidly into the A tier. a very strong revive ability that far exceeds Lifeline, an electrified fortress that provides cover, and a movable shield. If these abilities provided more than just protection at one angle, he would easily be an S tier by far. The question is, will Newcastle survive any nerfs, and how will he feel after a few weeks in game? Ashe has been a strong legend since release. Her Phase Breach portal is powerful and it provides a useful escape tool or a great push. However, it can be hard to execute, but the instant release aspect makes it better than Race Portal in that regard. You can very quickly close a distance. The tether is decent, but it does travel slowly, and her passive ability is probably the least talked about part of her kit, but it can be very strong in the right situations. S tier. The two S tier legends are by far the strongest in the game and have excellent abilities. Gibraltar is a very underrated legend by casual players, but the top pros have him at almost 100% pick rate in some tournaments. His Dome of Protection is one of the most versatile abilities in the game. Used for reviving, pushing, resetting, or rotating, it is an incredibly strong ability. His defensive bombardment does major damage, and the Gibraltar gun shield lets you trade damage very effectively. Valk is probably the best legend in the game. She has it all. A jetpack for movement, used to take high places and across open spaces, escape, and maneuver. Her rockets deal strong damage and also stun enemies too. And then her ultimate, the best ability in the game. You can be deployed as a mini UAV, escape from teams, or rotate fast and take a strong spot. Finally, Valkyrie's jetpacks are perfect for bubble fights. And that's it for our Apex Legends Season 13 tier list. I've been Zephyr, and until next time, gamers.